Hey everyone, I noticed it's been a couple months, I think, since I've done a video on games, so I wanted to get back in the game room here and just talk about some games today and show you some new stuff I got. Now, I've been thinking lately that this year has really been kind of slow for me on the game collecting. I've really slowed down a lot. And I think part of that's just because, you know, my collection is kind of getting older now, and I have been able to get most of the games I want for most every system I have. You know, I've gotten pretty much every game on the NES that I want. You know, I might see one that I've never seen before, but you know how collecting goes. I might see something and then just have to have it. But other than, you know, something like that happening, I pretty much have all the NES games I want. Same with the Super Nintendo. I've got basically every game I can think of that I would even want to play. You know, notwithstanding some of the very high-priced, maybe Japanese imports or something like that. But the good thing about these old cartridge games is you can just get like copies and repros now. So that makes things a lot easier. Sega Saturn, I've got basically everything too. Same with Sega Genesis, you know, everything I've been, you know, collecting over the past, I don't know, 10 years maybe has pretty much filled out my collection to where I want it to be. Now that is not to say that I've got every game I want though. I've got a few pickups here. These are recent pickups that I've got in the last, I don't know, a couple months I'd say. And I guess I'll just show them to you. These are ones I got off the internet, you know, nothing, you know, special. No fancy stories or anything, but I'll show you this first one here. This is the last Sega Saturn game that I've really been wanting to play, but I just never had in my collection. And that was because when I first was aware of this game, I think it was like $80, which seemed a little high to me at the time. And I put in a few bids on, you know, eBay auctions. I never won the game. And immediately after that, the game just started shooting up in price. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll wait for it to come back down. Never did. And now this game costs, what is it, like $380, almost $400 if you just buy this game, like an actual version of it. And Albert Odyssey is a role-playing game. One of the few really like high-quality role-playing games that are on the Saturn, I think. And this one is not real. It's a copy from RetroGamerandBackups.com. And he did a pretty good job on it, actually. The case, I think, is the most standout. I don't even know where you buy new cases like this anymore, but he got a kind of like a genuine, you know, Sega Saturn case. It looks brand new still. And he must have some kind of supplier or something where he gets these. He even put the little foam in here, you can see here. And the only thing I'd say is like this isn't like a super high quality reproduction, like where you can't even tell the difference. The paper he uses on the manual is kind of like a lower grade paper than you'd find on the actual Sega Saturn games. Same with the disc, you know, he's just working with some kind of printer he's got there, and the picture quality is not as high as it would be on a real disc. But I mean, overall he did a pretty good job. The biggest thing I'd say is you can see this is one of these, what is it? Working Designs games. So when these came over here, these were like very high quality paper, and they have like gold embossing on the text back here, I think. But when he copied it, it's barely legible. I don't know what happened with his copying, but you can barely read the text on the back there. So that's a little poor. That's my only real gripe with it, though. Otherwise, I mean, for $35 shipped, I've got really no complaints about this thing, and I'm looking forward to playing one of the best role-playing games on the Sega Saturn. And here is one I got off eBay. I think I just bought this, not from Goodwill like I usually do, but from other seller. And this is an Xbox game called Roadkill. And I remember on one of my buddy Vidian Corleone's videos, he was talking about this. And what it is, it's kind of like a mix between like an open world like GTA, but also kind of like a car combat game like Twisted Metal. And I've played this a little bit already. It's pretty wacky. It's pretty fun. And it's got a lot of good music in it too. A lot of good kind of like metal and rock tunes. I haven't got into a whole lot, but I got a nice copy of it, a nice manual and everything. And this one wasn't too bad. It was like $12, I think. Not too shabby. And here's another one that he had also recommended to me before. This is Return to Castle Wolfenstein for the Xbox. And this one I found on Goodwill's website. Nice complete copy. Lucked out with this one. Sometimes, you know, you buy something from the Goodwill site, you really don't know what it's going to be like. And I've gotten trashed games before that said they were in good condition. And I've gotten really like brand new games almost that were, you know, listed in acceptable condition. You just never really know. But the discs, they always resurface them from this one particular Goodwill store that I shopped for. And yeah, it's pretty good. Now here, I was looking through like my PlayStation games, original PlayStation games, and I said something's missing here. Oh, what is it? I've got the second Medal of Honor, but I never got a copy of the first Medal of Honor game, the one that I had the most fun with. I think back in the day I was just playing like a copied version of it or something. So I decided to get a actual version of it to put in my collection. And this game's still pretty cheap too. I think it was under $10. And this is probably not holding up as well as like the ones on the PS2 do, but I'm very nostalgic about this game. It's got great atmosphere for what you could do on the PS1 back in the day. And you really kind of feel like you're in World War II with it. So, really cool. And here's a similar story with this one. I have the Smackdown 2, an actual copy of it in my collection, but I never had the original Smackdown. So this is another one I got off, I forget if it was Goodwill or if it was just some random seller. But yeah, these are probably the most nostalgic times I have with pro wrestling. Is back like when The Rock and Sock Connection here were together, and like Stone Cold Steve Austin, those kind of guys. I think that's when I watched it most. It was like when I was in college or something. I had a lot of fun watching them. So these games are actually really fun too. There's a lot of WWF games on the PS1 where the controls are just terrible, like graphics are terrible, everything's just awful. It's just like a quick cash grab by like Acclaim, I think, made some of them. And this one is made by THQ, but these are actually pretty high quality games. The mechanics are very good, and the graphics aren't super special, you know, they're kind of blocky back for a PS1. But they still look decent actually. And you got, you know, all the old music from the wrestlers' intros and all that stuff. Very nostalgic too. Now here's the last one I got from eBay. This one was recommended to me by El Toro Loco. And I think he just got this one as well. This one's called Bound by Flame. And this one is on the PS3 and the PS4. And I think he got it on the PS3. And then he texted me, he said, oh, look at this game I just got. And he was raving about how good it was. And I looked online and noticed it was on the PS4 too. So I got this maybe a little, I think it was made by the same year actually. I don't think this is like a remaster or anything. But I got the PS4 version, and this was still pretty cheap too. I think this was another like $12 game, you know, with shipping. So I haven't tried it yet, but it sounds really fun from what Toro said, so I'm going to try this one out soon. So that's all my eBay purchases. Not a whole lot for this year, really. I think I might have gotten like one more back in January or something, but I forget which one it was. Now here is what I just got recently. I was in Texas again this weekend. My brother-in-law just had a baby, so my wife and I went over to kind of help him out around the house, and help take care of the little children and everything. But on some of the free time we had, I went over to the pawn shops there again. And the same pawn shop where I found that slim PS2 last time, I found a bunch of PS4 games. This whole stack of them, actually. I got 15 of them here. And I paid $98 for all these. So let me show you what I got. First one I got is Soulcalibur VI. And these Soulcalibur games are all great. I haven't tried this one yet. And I actually have a sealed copy of it on my shelf already that I totally forgot about. So now I have an open copy that is playable. And I'm not going to like open up every one of these to show you because most of them don't have manuals anyway. I don't know if they ever did. A couple of them do. I'll show you those. But yeah, I got that one. And then we got Medieval. Now this is a remake, I guess, of the original PS1 game. There was two of these on the PS1, the Medievals, and they kind of have this grotesque-looking character, and that's why I was never really interested in them back in the day. I think it's some kind of like platformer that's kind of goofy, maybe like the Blasto game, if you guys remember that. And actually, I'm not sure if this is a remake or a remaster, but someday I'll try this out. I don't know, see what people are interested in. A lot of people love the game, so I figured I'll try it at least. Here's another one. We got Cars 3, Driven to Win. Now, I'm not really sure why I grabbed this one. I mean, the Cars movies are okay. I think that I saw like a gameplay of this, and the graphics look very interesting in it, so I thought I'd just check this one out. Here's what I was happy to find. I'd never thought I'd find this at a pawn shop. This is Earth Defense Force 4.1. And this one's actually kind of a higher quality package, it looks like. You know, I got a reversible cover on here. And this one actually has got a pretty decent manual, too. It's very rare that I see a manual like this in a PS4 game. You know, it's even color and everything, so not bad. And I've actually never played any of these Earth Defense Force games, but I hear people talk about them all the time. I remember Mark at Classic, Classic Gaming Room. He'd used to, I don't know, say lines from this game all the time, like, EDF, EDF! he really loved these games. And, you know, you're just like fighting giant bugs and stuff that are invading your planet, I think. That's the gist of it. And it's one of these goofy games that doesn't take itself seriously at all. Here's another one, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I think that's how you say it. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z fan. I've probably seen like 2 shows in my entire life. But I worked on these back at Atari, and this one looks similar to the Budokai games somehow. I really don't know what it's about. But I know these Dragon Ball games are very collectible, so you know, I just grabbed it since I was getting these on the cheap. Here's another one I never heard of, John Wick Hex. I like the John Wick movies. I never knew they made a video game. And this one on the outside, it kind of looks like one of those Telltale games, but it's not made by Telltale, I don't think. It's made by Lionsgate and Bithell and Good Shepherd Entertainment. So I have really no idea about this one either. I'm going to blind play it and just see how I like it. Here's another one I was kind of iffy on before, but I just grabbed it because it was cheap. This is The World of Final Fantasy. And I actually don't even know what you do in these games. It's got these kind of like chibi characters on the back. So I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe this is something for like little kids. I'm not sure. But I don't know, maybe my wife will like it or something. Here's a much different game, The Evil Within 2. This is a horror game. I've got The Evil Within on PS3, but I never had the sequel, so now I've got the sequel. And this one just comes with a little insert in it, no instructions. But it's a nice shape. Still haven't played the first one or the second one, but I've seen gameplay of them and they look pretty cool. Here's another one I knew nothing about, Jump Force. This is, I guess, like a anime fighter, and it's got, you know, a bunch of different characters from different animes. You know, we got a Dragon Ball and I'm blanking out on the names. I know these characters on the front, but I'm not familiar with the animes that much. But thought I'd try it out. All these anime type games are very collectible. So if I don't, you know, if I don't like it, I can just give it to someone who will enjoy it in the future, I'm sure. Here's another one I never played, Mortal Kombat X. Now, this is the original. I know there's like it's not like Game of the Year edition. It's called Mortal Kombat XL, I believe. And that's got all the like DLC characters on it and everything. And they actually had a version of that one too at the same pawn shop. But it was just trash. Like the case was just chewed up beyond belief. Like the disc was scratched. So I didn't grab that one. But I got this just original printing. And here we got no manual, but some kind of little insert here. We got Scorpion on there. So this should be pretty cool to try out. I haven't played any Mortal Kombat games past like the Xbox, so we'll see. Here's another anime game, Sword of Art Online. And this isn't the best copy. The paper inside's kind of water rippled. You know, you get a little moisture in it. And I don't know about these games. I've seen Ace from Fit to Blade Games. He was enjoying these a lot. And he said I should try them out, so I grabbed one when I saw it for cheap. And I'm not sure if this is the first one or maybe the second one, but they made a bunch of these Sword Art Online games. And for you guys who don't know, the concept of these games is the characters in the anime are playing an online game. So the whole show is about them like doing stuff in this online world. So I don't know how that's going to translate into a game, but I guess I'll find out. Devil May Cry 5. I've been collecting all the Devil May Cry games. The only one I've really played is the first one though, which looks to be my favorite so far. I haven't really got into the other ones though. And I heard this one was not as good, but this is a nice copy. And we'll see what Dante does in this one. Or maybe it's not even Dante, I don't know, maybe some other character. But these are all, you know, big budget games. Can't let it go. Here's one I never heard of, Past Cure. This one I looked, I just bought it because I thought it looked interesting. And I looked on YouTube to just kind of get like an idea of what it was all about. And it looks like it's kind of, it's not a very good game, I think, is what the reviewer had to say. I think it's only like a 6-hour-long game for one. And he said there's like some interesting like graphics in it and stuff, but they have like a nice concept, but they didn't really execute it very well. And I guess the concept is this guy's got psychic powers or something, and he can, I don't know, manipulate things around him. But, well, I didn't lose out even if it is a bad game. Here's one, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And these games have been collectible ever since like the PS1, I think. So I didn't even know what this, I had never played this game, but I just grabbed it because I know what these games are. And I already played it with my brother-in-law. It's actually pretty fun. You can play all the Capcom characters like Mega Man and Ryu and Chun-Li, and you can also play the Marvel characters, obviously, like Iron Man and the Hulk and all these guys. You can even play Thanos, and some of these characters I never heard of. I don't think they're in the movies, they're just like in the comics. But this one's a fun brawler, or, you know, what is it called, an arena fighter? I don't even know what you call it. Best 2 out of 3 wins, basically. There's the last one I got. Here's another one Toro was talking about, actually. He was talking about it back during Christmas time, I think, and he had just gotten the like collector's version of this game. But this is, no, actually it was a different game he had, but this is a remaster, actually, of the 2 games that were on the Xbox 360. And that is Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. And there is a third one on the PS4, I forget the name of it right off the bat, but that's the one Toro had. But the version he had all 3 games on it. That one's hard to find, actually. I looked online, and it's tricky finding a copy of that. I don't know how he got it. But this one, when I saw it, I had to grab it, because I've never played any of these Metro games. I've I've got like a really crappy disc-only copy for the 360 of the first one, Metro 2033. I've never tried it, so I will definitely have to try these on the PS4 with, you know, better graphics and everything. I've heard these games are really good, so excited to have that. So we got all these PS4 games, 15 of them for 98 bucks. And I just looked on price charting, you know, just to get like a general idea of the prices. And if I had just bought these on eBay, they would have been like 180 bucks, you know, plus shipping costs too. So I figured at $98, that's the way to go. I pretty much only shop at like pawn shops. I don't go to Goodwills anymore. I just stopped finding stuff at Goodwills, but actually I haven't really been going to that many pawn shops either. I just stopped finding stuff there too. And it's really hit or miss whether the people will even like deal with you there, you know. Luckily at this place, the lady was willing to deal with me a little bit because I was getting so many games. I think, you know, individually I paid like $6.50 a game. But some of these other pawn shops you go to, I'll go in, I see they've got a few games there, and I say, oh, how much for your PS4 games? And they're like, oh, it just depends on the game, you know, it's like $10 to $20 usually, you know. $20 for a pawn shop PS4 game? Like, no thanks. So I don't know. I got bored going to pawn shops and Goodwills, and that's just kind of the state of my collecting lately. I've just been really slow on the collecting this year. So that's why I guess I haven't done any videos for a while, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today, and you know, got a little update at least and see what I've been collecting, and hope you guys are doing well with your collections. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys have been collecting lately, or I might just watch your videos if you guys got YouTube channels too. So take care, and I'll see you soon.